Hey, what's up, guys? It's Tommy here. So, I'm a black Latino man living in Florida, starting a family, and that's what this channel is about. If you are liking the content, please subscribe or just like it. Leave a pleasant comment on the video so I can know and I'll continue to make this video. So, story time. Story time. I hear you, everybody loves to hear stories, so I'm going to tell you a story about me and my current girlfriend and how we met. So, to be quite honest with you, uh, I had no clue she liked me. I was actually dating another girl for a little bit. So I was dating a girl. Her name was Jess. Say it was Jess. And me and Jess had been dating. Like, we went on a date here, then she would disappear, and we started talking, and then she just disappears. I come back from North Carolina because I was living in North Carolina for a little bit. Come back to North Carolina to Miami, and I put my profile up on an online dating site, and I'm like scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. I see Jess. I didn't respond. I kept scrolling. Right. I was like, oh, I'm not gonna look for something that isn't looking for me. So that was my mindset. So I keep scrolling. A couple days later, and she's like, Tommy, is that you? And I was like, yeah, what's up? So we start talking, blah blah blah, get into it, get into it. At one point, I'm like, yo, so what's up? It's like, no, let's go on, let's go on a date, let's go on a dinner date. So I was like, cool. Now, a couple things you may not know about me, but if you haven't noticed, I am part of hearing aids, and so I am. It's particularly picky about where I go to eat because I don't like noisy restaurants. It makes it hard to hear the person in front of me. So hence, I never like if I'm going to go take a girl on a date, usually at a quiet restaurant. So I look on Yelp and I find like supposedly the most quiet restaurants in Fort Lauderdale. I go to Express, right, and I find some nice clothing to wear. I think I got like some stretchy kind of slacks, and I was wearing like this like nice button down shirt, nice little tie. I'm taking her out somewhere nice. I'm not going to like McDonald's and stuff. That's not my style. So I pick her up. We go on a date, and there's all this clanking, 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 and it's like really noisy. But the food is excellent. Conversation's good. We go to the beach for a little bit, walk around, come back, and then we had this really cool date. And then we're supposed to go on a second date, and again she disappears on me. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. I didn't say anything. So that was the story with Jess. There's a reason why I'm going through this. So me and Jess, we stopped or I stopped asking her out. Anytime that we'd hang out, there'd be this kind of like weird sexual tension, but whatever. I didn't say anything. So Jess invites me to an HRC dinner and says she wants me to take her there. She wants me to escort her there to be her date. I said, cool. I go buy a suit because I didn't have one at the time. And I kept hearing about this girl named Adriana, but I was like, whatever. I was too focused on trying to get what I want. But we're at the HRC dinner, and Jess and Adriana and a couple other girls are all sitting at one table. And I remember looking at Adriana, and I'm like, damn, she's pretty. She looks like Toni Braxton. Put that in the back of my head, whatever, not. Somehow, I don't remember how she got my Snapchat, but we started talking to Snapchat, me and Adriana. And then she asks me, is there something going on with me and Jess? And I was like, well, there's tension, but Jess doesn't, you know, I never get to round two of a date or anything. I think she just likes me as a friend or a friend that she has tension with. I don't understand, but whatever. I was like, so what's up? She's like, oh, because I wanted you to take me to the next HRC dinner. I was like, okay, sweet. So, um, I put that in the back of my mind. We started talking about other things. We started talking about training, right? Like personal training. A couple other times we like talked to the phone, and you know, she kept mentioning training. Like she wanted me to go to her house and train her and all this other stuff, and I didn't really notice what was going on. But again, sometimes I'm on the slow, I'm on the slow bus. So you know, time moves on. After a while, I'm getting tired of this training thing. So I said, hey, I'll check this out. Let's go out to eat, right? We'll talk about the training if you want, but let's go out to eat. And I'll pay for dinner. I was like, there's this really cool restaurant I really like. It has like healthy food. It has other options for people who don't eat as healthy as I do, but we can both have a good time. I'll pick you up or I'll meet you there however you want. It's like, no, no, I'll meet you at the restaurant. I'm like, okay, okay, cool. So I'm at the restaurant, right? I'm wearing this like nice little V-neck and some slacks, like you know, white sneakers, uh, fresh, clean. And she walks through the door, and Adriana's wearing this like really nice dress. Hair's all done, makeup's all done, like down to the T. And for a second in time, I'm feeling way underdressed, which basically never happens. I never feel underdressed. I was like, whoa, I don't know what about that situation made me feel like I was about to be elevated, but okay. So she sits down for dinner. We had this awesome conversation. We closed out the restaurant. It's been like 3 or 4 hours just like talking about life and all sorts of cool things. And then a light bulb moment happened in my head, and I'm like, wait. And I start putting two and two together. And she asked me about me and Jess again. And I said, there's nothing going on between me and Jess. We're just friends, you know. And then at one point, she's like, well, what about the HRC? Would you like to take me? And I said, yes, I would like to take you. Let me cancel with Jess, and we'll go. So I called up Jess. I said, hey, like, there's a situation. I really want to take Adrienne to the HRC dinner. Are you cool? Jess is like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Adrienne's my girl, whatever. So uh, there's that. And the HRC, I guess, was like the second official date that we went to, and we definitely you know, killed that one. I had a really, really nice suit to wear. She was in this crazy evening gown, uh, and like full of makeup and hair done. She was one of the prettiest girls there that night. I was pretty happy to have her by my side, uh, and we just kept hanging out. I didn't actually be my girlfriend at all. We just kind of kept hanging out. Then after a couple of times of going to the movies and hanging out at her place, going out to dinner, going to the beach, having these different experiences, I'm like, wow, I'm really loving the fact that like we're taking it super slow, and I'm loving the fact that like we've spent most of the time that we are with each other just talking, just getting to know each other, laughing. I'm also loving the fact that like she's from Panama City, Florida. I'm from Panama City, Panama. She's African American. I'm Afro Latino. She's talking to my mom over the phone, and they're just like clicking. And if you are in my shoes, if you are of Latin culture, or you are of, you know, uh, a family culture, you know how important it is for your mom to get along with whoever you're dating, at least get along. But they were doing more than just getting along, and I was so elated. That for me was super super important. And so after all those things happened, I went to Pandora and I bought a bracelet with age, little charm, whatever. And I went to her house and I said, hey, would you like to be my girlfriend? Let's make it official. So that was May 25th. So May 25th was my anniversary to my girlfriend. And I kissed a lot of freaking frogs to get to where I'm at here. And it didn't necessarily end up the way I thought it would end up for me. Like I really didn't imagine my life like this, but here I am, and it's pretty cool because it's better than what I imagined. Too, I am glad it happened now because I wasn't ready for this prior. I had a lot of growing up to do. So between being queer and like also being in recovery, I realized that I'm a late bloomer because I'm just that slow, right? Because I had to go to puberty not once but twice. I'm meeting my current girlfriend, who I plan to start a family with, 15 years into my transition. So basically, I'm 15 years old, right? Along with 40 something years of just life experiences, you know. And it's been such a wild ride, right? It's been such a wild ride. They say that whenever you start drinking or drugging is where your maturity, your mental maturity stays. I started in my 20s, all right? So wasn't I started pretty late, but I started in my 20s. So, uh, yeah, and I've been sober for 12 years now. So basically, it's happened in the right time, right? Technically in my 30s, right? Think about like mental maturity age. I think I'm doing the math right. But anyway, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So a couple of things that I would tell myself now, hindsight 2020. One, I would have never wasted my time in being in toxic relationships because I had so much healing to do before I could create this. I had three toxic relationships pre-transition in a row. One lasted 4 years, and the other two lasted two each. That was 8 years of toxicity that I had to get rid of before I could be good to do what I'm doing now. I am so happy I met her now because I don't think I would have been able to appreciate the stuff that we have a couple years back. The other thing I would have told myself, the first 2 or 3 years of transitioning, if you can be by yourself. There is so much going on the first 2 to 3 years that you are dealing with. So much internal stuff, and then so much how the world deals with you, and you're learning how to navigate the world as a trans person. It's totally different than what cisgender people do. For example, I'm gonna put up this video, and at one point or another, there's gonna be some religious zealot or whatever, like saying whatever they want to say about my life that I'm living at the current moment, you know, to diminish my experience, or they're gonna try to. If I was a black cisgender man, they wouldn't give two shits. I'd be like another. But because I'm a black trans man, they're gonna try to diminish my experience, right? Or how I'm experiencing the world. So I think I would spend more time building the confidence that it takes to deal with that as a person, period. You know, I'm a lucky dude. I want you to understand that the world is hard. It is. It's it's not easy navigating the world as a trans person. It's not easy navigating the world as a black person. It's not easy navigating the world as a black Latino person. It is not easy being queer. Like it's just not. But would I would I trade that for another experience? No, not really. Honestly, you know, my life is pretty good. It is. I always tell people that I have high class problems. I have to deal more with how the world sees me rather than how I see myself. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. You have the best day ever.